The other day I went to my local REI store. REI, if you don't know, is Recreational Equipment Incorporated. They're a cooperative and they sell all kinds of outdoor recreational equipment. And as a cooperative, they have memberships. I happen to be a member, and I get a annual dividend based mostly on my amount of purchases on my REI MasterCard. So that comes in March, and typically sometime in late March, early April, I go out to the store and I look around for things that I need. So one thing I bought, out of about 7 items, so this won't take too long. These are swimming goggles. Now, as some of you might have known, I've been struggling with a running injury since late October. I'm finally back to running. Things are on the mend, but I've been doing a lot more swimming because I haven't been running much, and swimming up to 4 or 5 times a week. And I wear contact lenses. I'm very nearsighted, so it's not practical or safe for me to swim without my contacts on. But you're really not supposed to swim with contact lenses because it increases the risk of eye infection. I'm swimming on my back and using my legs. My face stays dry most of the time, but inevitably some water gets, or just a few drops get splashed in my eyes during the course of swimming. So I thought I'd try out some swimming goggles. I've never had swimming goggles before, but I see a lot of people using them. They have this feature here, it seals against your face. These lenses have an anti-fog coating. And these cost $20, so they're not top of the line, but they're pretty good for the amount of swimming that I do. And I'm going to continue to swim even as I return to running. I'm going to continue to swim about 3 days a week, which is when I go to the gym typically. For the amount of swimming I do, these should hold up quite well for a while. The next thing I'll show you is a Black Diamond headlamp. So I already have a headlamp, a Petzl one. But this is upgraded from what I have now. It's got 3 different LEDs in there, or LED lights. So these 2 are the white ones that can come on together for maximum brightness. I think it's 300 lumens, which is the maximum brightness level on this particular model. It uses 3 alkaline AAA batteries. One nice thing about this, it doesn't rain a lot here. I don't do a lot of running in the rain, but if it is raining, this is waterproof. You can even drop it in a puddle and it'll continue to work. The battery compartment isn't 100% waterproof, so it's recommended that if it's exposed to wetness, that you open up the battery compartment later, take out the batteries, let it dry out. It's also got this red LED. I find the best way to figure out, these are instructions on how to use the controls to get the different light settings. It's dimmable. There's also a strobe setting. The best way to learn how to use it, I find, is to watch the video on the Black Diamond site where they just show you how to do it. And and just practice. And see, the next thing I got were these 2 reflective devices with, they've got these replaceable button batteries inside that power this LED. And it's got a magnet inside. So typically, one way I would use this, I might snap it on the back of the headband for the LED lamp, or I might put it on the back of a hat. And I already have one that I bought a couple of years ago, and the battery in there lasts a long time because I haven't changed this one yet. But I wanted to have a couple extra ones. Let's see. The next thing I got, these are carabiners. I looked at both these, which are rated for climbing. They're called WireGate carabiners. And also I was looking at 1 or 2 that were not rated for climbing, but ironically they cost twice as much as these, so I ended up with these, and I like the bright colors. It's a really light alloy. So I don't plan to use these for climbing. Use them mostly for packing, to attach things to a backpack, for example, or to secure stuff. That's what I'll use these for. And these cost, they're $6 each. these goggles, by the way, they were around $20. The Black Diamond Spot LED headlamp was $39.99, I believe. Let's see, what's next? I got this. This is a water bottle. It doesn't look like a water bottle that you're used to, but it looks like, what did I pay for? This was $14. It holds 500 milliliters, which is half of a liter. And it's got this, you can open it this way just to suck out the water or whatever fluid you put in there, or there's a screw cap here for filling it and emptying it. Then there's this little hook here. Now the nice thing about this, aside from it being very light, is that once it's empty, you can just do this. Takes up hardly any space in your backpack or luggage. Last August, I went to the Woodstock Fruit Festival, and they recommended that we bring a 1 liter water bottle to fill it with juice or smoothie, assuming you wanted to carry that around with you. And I didn't find that I needed to do that, but I brought this hard 1 liter water bottle. It took up a lot of space in my luggage. I tried to stuff some clothing inside the bottle just to make it more space efficient. But this is what I'll be taking this time. It's enough capacity and it takes up no space, really. Next thing I got, I think this was $14. I dropped the receipt. No, this was $8. Remember there was another one that was more expensive and I ended up getting this. So this is a hard case. I've always wanted something like this because when I travel, I'll put my regular sunglasses. When I'm not wearing them, I'll put them in my carry-on, which is a backpack, and I worry about them getting bent. And I've tried making something out of cardboard, but this works better. So these just fit in here like that, and then you just close this and zipper it up. And the thing itself doesn't take up much space. You can even stuff something in between there like that. It protects your eyeglasses. So then I got this this ball. I think it's called a massage ball. It's rubbery. It's $8, and I roll this underneath my foot, and it feels real good. And before I was using just a racket ball, which is a little bit bigger in diameter, but it's very smooth. But this has these little studs on there. Another thing I do with it, I grab it with my toes. That's just an exercise. I grab it with my toes, lift my foot up a foot and a half or so, and drop it back down. So it's very grabbable because it almost has a sticky quality. It's got a lot of, because of all those little studs in there, it's got a lot of surface area. And I've been doing that grabbing exercise with a golf ball. And sometimes it's hard to pick up the golf ball if you're in a very dry environment and there's no moisture at all on your bottom of your feet. It's hard to pick that up, but this almost feels sticky even though it isn't. And so that's going to be useful. Let's see, what else did I get? I didn't get a lot. Oh yeah, I got these two things. These are called Clif Shots by the man. Most of you have heard of Clif Bars. Runners use these, or cyclists. What you have here, it's all carbohydrate. It's 22 grams of carbohydrate. So, well, it's not pure carbohydrate. There's probably a trace of there's a little bit of fat in there. But the whole thing is 110 calories, chocolate flavor. It comes in different flavors. Some of them have caffeine. I didn't want caffeine. Some have added caffeine. I was thinking about this later on. I've decided, well, this isn't really very cost effective because each of these is $1.50 for 110 calories. It's nice because it's nice and compact. I had one of these when I ran the Rock and Roll Chicago Marathon last July. I pulled one out of my waist pack and had one at about the 10-mile mark. And so it's nice for that, but for everyday use when I'm running more than 10 miles, I think I would use something more less expensive. these fig bars, there's 2 whole wheat vegan fig bars in this package. And I don't know if you can tell, but each bar has 110 calories. So there's 2 of them in there. So this is 110 calories also. So, and this cost me 48 cents. So one of the bars is 24 cents. And it's very compact. I mean, it would take up no more space than one of these if I were carrying it. And so that's what I could do. That's another option besides buying these, but I thought I'd get a couple of them in any case. So that's about it. I still have $55 left on my dividend to spend. So next time I go into an REI store or go on to their website, I can apply some or all of that. So sometimes it's hard to find stuff that I need because I'm not, I'm a very careful shopper, almost a reluctant shopper, so I spent quite a lot of time looking in the store for stuff that I need. Their clothing is really expensive, though they do have good clearance deals. So that's about it. I'm going to show you a couple more things in a minute as far as what this looks like. I'm curious myself what this looks like once I fill it up with water, and I'll show you how I use this ball. So there's 2 ways that I use this ball. One is just to kind of massage the foot like that, underneath the arch area, underneath the heel, underneath the ball of the foot. And then the other way I use it sort of exercises the flexor and extensor muscles in the toes. I just grab it, bring it up about a foot, drop it, spread the toes out, and I repeat that about 20 times, do a couple sets on each foot. Just like that. This is what that flexible water bottle looks like when it's filled with water. I was a little skeptical that it would hold 500 milliliters just from its appearance. So I used my measuring cup to measure out 500 milliliters. And not only did I get 500 milliliters in there, but it didn't quite fill it up, so I put more water in there. So I have a total of 650 milliliters in here, which is equivalent to 0.65 liters. So I'm very happy about that.